So today we're going to be talking about consecutive integers. We're going to start with examples of consecutive integers. The first example is going to be the simplest one. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that is an example of consecutive integers because we have one number right after the other. All right. Another example of consecutive integers would be consecutive odd integers. So we do like 1, 3, 5. Again, they're integers that come after each one after the other, and they are odd. We also have an example of even consecutive integers. So 2, 4, and 6 are even consecutive integers because again they come one right after the other, and they are all even numbers. So we're going to start with an example. If r is equal to 1, what are the values of r minus 1, r minus 2, and r minus 3? So like we've done many times, you're going to put 1 in for r. So it's going to, the first one is going to be 1 minus 1. The second one is going to be 1 minus 2. And the third one is going to be 1 minus 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Those, again, are consecutive integers. They're integers one right after the other. All right, the greatest of 4 consecutive integers is 12. So we're going to start with 4 consecutive integers. I like to make 4 blanks. The greatest, which means the last one, is 12. So going consecutively, it'd be 11, 10, and 9. All right, here's where we're hopefully getting to. And today's video will not have solutions to these types of problems, but we'll be setting these up so when we learn how to solve equations, we can solve these types of problems. So the product means multiplication of 2 integers. I'm going to have 2 blanks. Multiplication means equals. So I'm going to have equals 195. All right, now how I like to view this is odd integers. So let's make some odd integers. You can pick one. I'll pick 3. What's the odd integer after 3? 5. All right, now obviously 3 times 5 is not 195. So we're using this to write our equation. So my first unknown, I'm going to label x. I have no idea what the first integer is. Now, how did I go from 3 to 5? Well, I added 2. So to go from one odd integer to the next odd integer, I'm going to add 2. If I put 7, again, I would be adding 2 to get to the next integer. So how I go from one odd integer to the next is I add 2. So if I start at x and I want the next odd integer, it'd be x plus 2. And I'll put that in parentheses just so we understand that group together. Again, we're not going to solve this today. We're just writing it out. The sum of 4 consecutive even integers is negative 100. So I have 4 blanks connected by addition signs. Represents equal sign. An equal sign, so equals negative 100. All right, even. Just again make one up. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, again, 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 is obviously not negative 100. We're just using an example to find our blanks. My first blank, again, is going to be x. I have no idea what my first even integer is. All right, we're going to use 2, 4, 6, and 8 to determine how we're going to go to the next integer. So if I start at 2 and I want to go to 4, I add 2. So my next integer is going to be x plus 2. All right, I'm starting at 2 again, and I want to go to 6. I'm going to add 4, so my next integer would be x plus 4. All right, x. To get to the third integer, I added 4, so that would be x plus 4. To get to the last integer, it'd be, how do I go from 2 to 8? I add 6, so it's going to be x plus 6. And again, I like the grouping symbols, but you do not have to put those in. In this case, the last one you did, if you're going to work it out.